Welcome Freedom Hero to this special episode of the 47 Marketing Show. I just got this big box in the mail that says the Secrets Trilogy, and I'm going to open it. I'm going to show you what's inside. There is some marketing magic inside, some beautiful marketing magic inside, and I'm going to show you the content of it. My name is Istanbul Show, and this is the 47 Marketing Show. Let's open this box and let's see what's inside. Just one moment, and ooh, this is super cool. Wow, oh my gosh, I know you can't see it yet, but let me try to take this out of the box so I can actually show it to you what is inside the box. Okay. One. There are a couple of leaflets inside, and this way you can see it. This is what's inside the DotCom secrets, expert secrets, traffic secrets, and unlock the secrets. These are three of my favorite marketing books: DotCom secret, expert secrets, and traffic secrets. This one is unlock the secrets. Is actually a workbook inside. These are definitely in the top 10 of my favorite books. Obviously, my number one favorite is my book. These are in the top 10. So what is really exciting about this, that the DotCom secrets and the expert secrets are actually the second editions. These are the first edition of the DotCom secrets and expert secrets, and I read both of them from cover to cover twice, and I keep them on my desk because often I open these ones up, and when I'm working on my marketing, I just go and find the relevant part in there. I just go through it again, and it just helps me to see what I need to implement, how I need to implement it. This is why it's so exciting. The second edition of DotCom Secrets and Expert Secrets and the first edition of Traffic Secrets, because these are the books that you're not only going to read once, you're going to keep them close, and when you're working on your marketing, you're going to open them up, go to the relevant part, and just skim it through again, and okay, this is what I need, this is how I'm going to implement it, and just jump in and implement it. And that's why it's so exciting. These new books so exciting. And I'm going to get these out, going to flip them through and find the most exciting things in there, and I'm going to show you those things. A couple of things. You can see these are 300-page books, so I'm just going to show you a few things that I find really exciting, or I used it and it was incredibly useful. So let's do this. Okay, I flipped through the books, and let's start with the DotCom Secrets, which is pretty much about growing your business online with sales funnels. And this is the second edition of the book. The first edition was published about 5 years ago, and it was pretty cool. And this one as well, the second edition is even more even cooler. I flipped through it, and what I noticed that there are things that are similar to the first edition, like things that were in the first edition, and there are new things in the book. There are quite a few new things in the book, and there are things that are similar but more updated, more optimized. So even if you read the first edition, it's definitely worth reading the second one as well. I just want to quickly show you a couple of things in there, like what's the structure of the book, and I picked out 2 or 3 examples that things that I really love in there. Either I'm using it already and it's made a huge difference in our business, or something that I find really exciting and something that I definitely want to implement. So yeah, let's jump in. So the book has like 4 sections. It has okay, I'll show you from this side. Yeah, it has like the content is 2 pages. It has like 4 sections, and the first section is it includes 7 secrets, which is pretty much about the fundamentals of funnel, what funnels are, why they are so amazing, why they work so amazingly, and much better than websites, and how they work. And in a minute, I will show you one example. That's something I'm already using from this, and it made a huge difference in our business. And the second section is it has like 8, 9 secrets in there, and this is leading you through the different funnel types, because different situations, different funnel types can be used, and it shows like which ones are the best one for what situation, why, and how they work. And the third section is about the scripts, the funnel scripts that they choose like different funnels use different type of funnel scripts, and that's a secret. That's basically a secret that makes funnel work really well and convert really well. And it shows like different situations, different funnels, and which type of scripts is the best to use with those funnels. And the fourth section is all about building your funnel. It's all about building your funnels, how you can do that simply and easily. And now let's jump into the to the first thing that I wanted to show you, which is the irresistible offer. It's something that was in the first edition as well, and I started using it, and it's crazy. It works like it's like magic. It's crazy. It shows like how it's possible, and why you should like turn into simple products and services into irresistible offers. Because pretty much like when you are just like simply selling a product or simply selling a service, then you are doing what everybody else is doing. It seems just the same service, the same product, and pretty much you're competing on price. And it shows like how it's possible to create an irresistible offer around your product, around your service. And there are examples in there, and like one of the example is product related. It uses an iPhone as an example. To simply by itself, it costs a couple of hundreds, or from a couple of $100 to over $1,000, and it shows like that product can be turned into $100,000 offer, which is really crazy amazing to actually see that like mindset and strategy to how it is possible to do that, to turn that into an amazing offer, and like from $1,000 to go to $100,000, which is pretty cool. And this is a product example which I really love about it. It's so simple and easy to understand like how that works. And the other one is a service example. It shows like how it's possible to do that with services, to like a simple services. To it uses a babysitting service, which is a boring plain service, and shows like how to turn that into an irresistible offer. And it used an iPhone and use a babysitting service, but it is a strategy can be applied to any type of product or any type of service. It is a strategy, it is a framework, a mindset to use and to create irresistible offers. It's a way to differentiate from your competitors, and to actually charge more for your service than any other competitors. And I really loved this the first time when I read it, and when I implemented it, it straight away showed a huge difference in our business. The way we managed to get clients, how much they paid, how much clients we managed to get through that we created an irresistible offer. This is pretty awesome. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is it talks about, as I mentioned, the second section is talks about different type of funnels, and one of them is one chapter or 3 chapters is about front-end funnels. Front-end funnels, which is pretty cool way to get leads, and it shows basically it goes through a little bit of example that why this is actually a great way to get, not just to get more leads, to get more clients. It's pretty cool. I used to use a website to try to generate leads, and when I started using these front-end lead funnels, it just changed. It made a huge difference in our lead generation. It went in 3 months with 20x the lead generation with this type of funnels, and it was pretty awesome, and it's still pretty awesome. And what I want to talk about, one of the type of the funnel is the lead squeeze funnel. That is probably the simplest and easiest funnel that you can use, and it works like magic. It can convert like crazy. It can get you a lot of leads, and a couple of examples, really simple ones. These are really simple funnels. And it shows like why these simple funnels convert the best, and how I really love this in there. And what I want to still talk about a bit is pretty much what happens after the leads, after you get the leads. It has a strategy in there. I'm just gonna show you one of the strategies. That it shows like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like what happens like after they turn into your leads, like how you can turn them into clients. And I love this strategy. I use this and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. So yeah, this is just like 3 things from here. Obviously this is just a tiny tip of the iceberg. There's a lot more in there. As you can see, it's a thick book. There are 19, 20 secrets or something in there. So yeah, this is pretty awesome. And now I can jump on and I will show you the next book, The Expert Secrets. Okay, so I'll put this one here and let's grab the other one. Hi, just popping in to tell you something, because after recording the whole video about the Trilogy, the 3 books, I realized it is way too long to put it into one episode of the 47 Marketing Show. So I decided to split it into a couple of pieces, and it is turning into a series, which means this is part 1 of the series, and there's going to be 2 more parts when I'm going to talk about, in the next part 2, I'm going to talk about the expert secrets, and in part 3 I'm going to talk about the traffic secrets. So the fun is going to continue in the next episode. There's a reason why we're going to cut off now and finishing this episode. Just one more thing before we go. The truth is that in today's business world, getting the right leads or not can mean the difference between growing your business or losing it. From my new book, you can find out how to ignite your automated lead generation in 15 proven steps to get leads without cold calling. If you'd like to get a free copy of that new book, then go to 47funnelsecrets.com. You can find a link in the description as well. Thank you for listening. See you at 47funnelsecrets.com.